abruptly started, no breaks. We're finishing up day 5. I nod and look into the semi-clean seat. My hand searches for the buckle of a seatbelt and brushes against something warm and soft. There's a tiny gas next to me, and the comfortable mystery is my hand is yanked away. I look to see Olivia, her hand held to her chest, her green face as a scarlet tint, and her mirror-shade eyes glare holes through my head. You okay? Your emerald scaly girl turns her maw for me. I stifle a mystery chuckle at that. The warmth of my palm fades, however, and leaves my hand feeling lost. Okay, all the safety checks are done. Liz gets into the driver's seat and grips the steering wheel. Outside, she's cranking her neck to check the mirrors and tires. Wait, Liz drives with her head sticking out the window. Liz pokes her head in. What's that? Her neck snakes into a coil around the hood in the middle of the car. Then with practice movement, her neck continually coils until her head sits on top. The neck rolls as if no different from someone putting on shoes. It kinda looks like a giant scaled over scarf. There's even space enough for her to see the mirror and check behind her. Inca? It wasn't anything important. Alright. But the city, right? I'd actually been wanting to see it a bit more close for Lincoln's class. Do you know how much gas money it burned through to take a detour around here? No? Good, cause neither do I. Hey, what? No. I barely have enough as it is. Olivia, the view on the way is fine. I'm looking forward to it as well. You sure? Yeah, I'll point out some stuff I remember along the way. You're my tour guide now. Don't make me change my mind. Glad that's settled. Everyone's buckled in, right? Liz pulls away from the school parking lot, starting down the opposite direction, as always entered the exit. Where'd you think, but the edge of my world was as close as the right turn out of my own school. Then again, I still haven't been living here long. Anybody want a station? I don't think I've ever listened to radio here either. Liz and Olivia hardly seems to glance in Damien's direction as well. Suit yourself? Within a span of seconds, the natural ambiance of the road is replaced with loud sound of decades old rock music sending vibes throughout the car and everyone's in it. Just as fast as it comes over her, it stopped as Liz hazardly yanks the volume knob counterclockwise, tuning the music down to a bearable level. Damien frowns for a moment, but he doesn't seem to contest her decision. What's that? I turned off all notification stuff except for messages and calls between all the people I message. There's only one who isn't inside the car. Checking the screen, I see. D-man, any song requests? Seriously? I doubt Damien, so long as it isn't twangy music, country music. Sure. Hey, you've been texting? How long? Yeah, since like the first week of school. Olivia. What the heck, dude? Let me see your phone. I hand it over, open on contact creation page. He taps the first few numbers and pauses. Then sheepishly yanks her phone from her coat pocket. She doesn't know her own number. Olivia finishes tapping her number in and hands it back. She enters herself as live long. Sounds fairly oriental. Live long, test. Yep, got it. Boo. Live long is typing. Bro, why though? I knew it deserves it. That was uncalled for. That's why I sent it. She giggles at her own joke, and despite being the butt of it, the mood in the car is too high to hold it against her. Before long, the dense fortress, whatever these fancy words are, starts giving way to a more urban development. More and more decorative palm trees start dotting the path as well. The silhouette of cities get closer as we approach one of those spaghetti joints leading up to it. The result of decade-poor infrastructure decisions, multiple $1 million projects promising to fix all the traffic if they're just built one more overpass. Olivia pays close attention to her phone. She scrolls lazily through some forms. What's so funny? It's nothing. Hey. Lizard Lounge. Oh boy, you're still browsing that, Olivia? Yeah? What is it? Don't tell him. It's this weird, exclusionary chat room that only allows dinosaur women, men, or rather Pacific human men, or men. That only allows dinosaur women, men, and rather specifically human men or men. Gasp. Racial segregation. Olivia showed me once, and the people on it are really weird. Humans are banned. You weren't supposed to tell them. It's the latest safe house for us on the internet. I think there's probably better places for that online for you to associate with. Tell me about the racial segregation. It's not that. It's just how it's now that it has to be for our own safety. Some dino girls can be doing anything at all, and there's always at least 3 guys in the comments saying she looks like. Don't say it. They're also really bring down the quality of the site. Look, it explained in the rules of that humans have 1/5 of the attention span of dinosaurs. Liz growls while Olivia shows me her phone. The graph is blurred to hell, and I can't make out most of the text. I doubt how I feel about it. This is what not to get ego. Think about it. You're in history class. It sucks. So you just remember. Wait a second. I'm human and stop listening. I wish I could do that. According to Lady Hitler here, you can. It's just a funny group of women like me. Lay off, let me have it. You don't really believe that stuff, do you though? Not really. It's just the rules of the place, alright? Okay. Olivia sticks her phone back in her pocket and hops. Alright. Was the ride to the arcade always this long? I think we're about 20 minutes away from the arcade. Come right, Inkle. The water fountains are integrated. Shut up. Damien chuckles to himself. Alright, I hope the place still sells those hot dogs for just $1. There's no way anymore. Anywhere selling hot dogs for more than $1 more. Yeah, but they did. It was great. Olivia and I would save our lunch money just to go there instead of after class. I didn't think I'd trust it if we were still that cheap, honestly. You ate a hot dog off the floor once. That's different. Damien fills the air with old tales of his and Olivia's adventures in the arcade. She occasionally chimes in to correct him on whatever brother. Any over-exaggerations. Even as a last reminder of the suburban, whatever, no one cares, melted away and the skyscrapers take over our view of the outside world. Finally, I'm in the big city. Here we are. I'm almost disappointed when we pull into the arcade parking lot. Large glass windows covered in the sun bleach, promotional widgets ignore the front of the arcade, and the building itself looks a couple decades old. This place was probably successful in the past, but I can only imagine they break even nowadays. So maybe the recent resurgence of Resco decor could change that. I can show you more on the return trip, come on. Look at this painting of just generic cars, and it doesn't even look like they're in the city, right? Look at this on the suburb in the parking lot. Guess she must have seen my brief hesitation. Liz unlocks the trunk and I hop out to get Olivia's share. As I attempt to heave the thing out of this trunk, it takes considerably more effort than I like to admit. Now how do I unfold this plastic thing? I think there's a release button, right? Make sure no one's seen that. I tried to make sure that all my fingers were intact. I see Olivia sneakering through the passenger window. Ingo-san, you have much to learn, observe. Olivia makes sure the brakes are held as she heaves herself over in one motion. The chair is forced open by the momentum alone with a loud crack. She gratefully rolls by me, tongue sticking out, and swung briefly over my inadequates. Ready? Sweet. Am I full? She's skilled at doing something she's had to do for years. Just flexing it on me. Damien hurries us inside, and I can tell he's the most excited to be here out of anybody. Volcanic, passionate, burning, wild, nothing. I can fast forward and rewind. Burning wild, not even nice, mild, harmless, clammy. Let's try again. Alright. Dude, this place is the bomb. I want to go back again, but whatever. This place is abuzz with activity, flashing machines all competing for attention and gamers excitedly conversating. I lean in a bit closer to Olivia. It's pretty dang loud here. You're going to be alright having to speak up more. Of course I am. What do you take me for, kid? Sorry. I appreciate it. Liz growls as she peers her roots from the floor with that last. Damien, you could have warned. Am I doing this or just I suck? Damien takes off toward the near coin machine, fistful of bills already. I want to know how I go backwards. I can go to history real quick. As she runs by me, she says, "Sweet." Damien hurries us inside. I can tell he's the most excited to be here than anyone else. Do this phase of bomb. We used to scare up change to come to the place after school. Sorry, I appreciate the concern. Liz scowls as she feels her boots from the floor with a last. Damien, you could have warned me about Damien takes off. A nearby corn machine. My handle spills. I could have told you too. I've been here before. So why didn't you warn me about the stickness? Olivia shrugs. Liz has lowers to bridge of snout piercing level. Well, you two did kind of drop this on me last minute. But I still remember this place pretty well. Great, you can show Anchor around, I'll go with Damon. Liz meekly puts her pointer finger together as she looks at the salamander field team. Those two players gun thingies look fun to try out. You mean the light gun machine? Yeah, those ones. I can't put my finger on it, but something tells me that Liz was thinking on splitting apart from the start. Though it would give me ample opportunities to have some alone time with Olivia. Just to get to know her more, of course. I think I broke this one joystick. Liz sighs heavily through her nose. Seriously, Damien? Oh, come on, it's perfectly even in there. You sure about this, Liz? You could just stick all together. The long neck Donald looks around the arcade nervously. As much as I want to protest the suggestion, it might be for the best. Liz wants to stick with Damien, probably to make sure he doesn't do more damage. Now Olivia knows this place well, so she knows all the best games. You've already been spending time together after school, so why not? I'm not against the idea, but alright, glad you agree. Liz takes this as her cue to leave and she quickly pulls Damien away deep into the arcade. Meanwhile, Olivia begins to roll ahead, but stops to give me an annoying look. Come on already. Alright, as soon as I step close to Olivia, resumes her college control down the aisle. I can't even begin to try to express what these are, so I'm not. Liva's eyes seem distant as she looks over various game cabinets in the room. Silver ivory dancing to the fraud of soft hum resounding from her mouth. Dang, that water went going wet. Damn, I'm just that dehydrated. Alright. I try to follow where her gaze lingers, but she seems to be constantly drifting to something new every other moment with deep thoughts in her own head. As we carry on in slowly creeping awkwardness. The awkwardness in my stomach ground away at me. I have no clue what to do right now. The point of this excursion was to relax. I feel rude to interrupt her, but she definitely knows better than me. Say, Olivia. My voice brings her back to her current movement to the current moment with a start. Her hands maneuver her chair around to look at me fully. What game should we try first? The foreigner shrugs her shoulder. Anything. Okay, then how about one of your favorites? My favorites? Yeah, you used to come here all the time. I'm sure you got something you prefer. The look of surprise from her is quickly hidden by her turning her wheelchair back around. Fine, my favorite then. She pushes her wheelchair with purpose towards a particularly large screen in the corner. Looking at it closely, there's a large block connecting to it, and a dull multicolored stick hanging off the sides with wires. Ah, damn. I looked up the title above the screen. Ruin Robbers. The more I look at it, the more I see where the splotches of fresh paint are barely covering the poorly done marked graffiti. Olivia pouts as she premises as she glares at the base of the funny looking block for the screen. They updated it, so it should be better than right. Her pulse breaks, transforming into a depressing frown as her eyes seem to gloss over. I follow her gaze to the metal plate at the base to try to better understand. The machine looks pretty well maintained if you ask me. Something wrong with it. They added a foot pedal for the cover action. I test the play, feeling it sink down, noticing the video demo on screen. Changes to a screen with a bunch of ASS with the numbers next to each instant. This sucks. Olivia hand curls into fix as she glares at the machine. A twinge and rumen through her chest when I look back at the frustrated young girl. One aspect of her favorite pastime has changed in a way that almost robs her of it. The thought strikes a painful chord in my heart, though I know I had zero hand in the game update. All the same, to see the Clover scaled girl looks for remorse. I turn my eyes away to my feet and tentatively leave it as I do, and I flash the brilliance overcomes me as I look at my overcomes. Hey, I got an idea. She cuts off with the crowd. I know what you're gonna say, and the answer is no. So you're willing to just give up because you can't play it easily? Yes. Olivia's response leaves me a bit floored. Her hateful eyes glare venomously as her former favorite game, but I know my idea for it. Okay, play then. Haven't you been paying any attention to that game? I'll handle the better work. Olivia's words are left hanging as she tries to visualize what I'm saying. Her confused gaze wanders between me and the flat rectangle on the floor. The whole time she looks so goofy, I had to withhold a chuckle in fear for clawing me. She must have realized though, as she snatches the light gun from my hand. Her cheeks bearing red and blue. Fine. One game. He has one game to prove he's that guy. She looks at the light gun in her hand and takes a deep breath. You better do your job right, Nico. I gave Olivia a nod and she rolls herself right next to the arcade machine. Gimme. She reaches out from my hand and goes to take it before I can respond. She takes it for a split second and then moves down to grab my wrist instead. Her scales are soft and cool. Hit the pedal when I squeeze, capiche? I nod in confirmation, and Olivia blasts the start button into pieces. Not so tight. Dude, hit the damn pedal. It's like playing with a controller lag. Inko, sorry. Holy crap, this is worse than I remember. Hi, it's me. I'm the guy that makes sense. Here, you can see, I put the respawning enemy in front of a place you are forced to cross. I came up with this idea about eating a bird. I don't even want to staple my ears to me. Not again. This game sucks. I want to play it again. He's a bit intense. That's like the most accurate game I've ever heard. This game sucks. Continues to play. When Olivia finally releases her grip on my arms, I feel my blood rushing through the imprint she left. We ended up playing 4 or 5 games total. That's probably enough. I'm good to move on here. Are you sure? I don't want to keep you here all day. Olivia looks over the machine one last time before sliding the plastic gun back in the slot. I'm still a bit disappointed they changed it, but thanks. Alright, there's better games around here anyways, let's go. I swayed the thought from before I really got to know Olivia. Careness to the forefront of my mind. Sometime along the way, people start calling her Hot Wheels. Don't remember really who or when. But I do know it's proof that she's got that fire in her. A fire in her. Before she can roll away too far, my hand takes a hold of one of her chair grips, jolting the down girl from her solis to her. Say, I got an idea, Hot Wheels. Why don't we try the fighting game you were good at? The fighting game, huh? Olivia's jaw clicks shut and her hands wrinkle together tightly. Arcade cabinets can't change, right? I mean. Her gaze turns towards the opposite end of the arcade and I can hear a loud hollering of competition from here. Come on, Hot Wheels, what do you say? The name seems to invigorate her. Her glacier of eyes and irises harden and her ivory claws touches her wheels. An eerie grin creeps across her features, tongue polishing as incisive as her predatory eyes latch onto a particular cabinet in the far side. Olivia picks a direction and speeds off, parting the sea of sweaty dinosaurs and leaving a small space safely in her wake. The swipeful words that you would say. After a short while passing some digital Punkos machines, she looks back at me for a moment as if to confirm my friends and say don't leave to me. And then yanks her wheelchair and launches herself through the building towards a new destination. Hey! I swear this was only cardio workout. Man's about to be ripped after hanging out with you guys for a year. I finally give chase, following as best as I can while avoiding the rest of the awestruck players that just witnessed the high-speedy dinosaur shoving them aside in her wake. As they get closer, the atmosphere seems to grow thicker, and the very air becomes dank and heavy, almost as if someone dialed a humidifier up to 11. For a second, I have to stop in my tracks to catch a breath, try to cool down, and my shades begin to fog up. So this is the power of a fighting game crowd. The sweats. I've heard things, but I thought they were jokes. Through the fog, I spot Liz, or rather Liz's head sticking above the crowd. Yo, you found us. Getting closer, Damien and Liz's heads come towards us. Comes into view. Olivia stops and checks one last time that I didn't get washed away in the crowd. She then moves past Damien and Liz, continuing to screeching halt next to a particular cabinet that occupied by someone else. She removes a shiny coin in her pocket, placing it firmly down on the controllers of the current player, who hardly glances at her. As I step closer, I'm able to overhear the exchange between two dinosaurs. The grease-claw Ankylosaurus, without even looking away from the cabinet, starts rattling off his credentials to Olivia as if it was a job interview. You know, I'm the best Jurassic player this side of Valakadara, right? Double S rank, 3 online tournament wins. Besides, it's 50 cents not. Shut up and nut up, Bernie. Yo, Olivia's voice called the Ankylosaurus grips and finally turned his head. You really want to try me? Look, time. Look, Tiny Tims, you gotta know that I'm. His jaw clicks shut as his eyes manage to sweep above and then down to Olivia. His eyes squinting as he retains and slowly adjusts to the low lighting of something that's not just a brightly colored pixel character. Bro, you know you can't bring chairs over here. Not after last summer. Olivia growls and raises her fist, and I think the pale-scale dinosaur finally sees who he is challenging. His smile flips helplessly as he tries to explain himself before just stopping himself completely. Never mind, sorry. The Gator girl sighs and taps a finger on the quarter she placed down. We'll say you can't refuse, right? His head tilts in confusion. You know, you look to be a new champ here, right? Bruh. Is this me or? Yeah, I am. How'd you? This is the Champions Cabinet, right? Damien comes over by this point, followed closely by Liz's head. Champions Cabinet? Unofficially, but that's the oldest one here. Been here since the dawn of time. It's like Savior or something. I look over at the old machine. The paint's on it chipped and positively covered in marks of ink. To the point, the only legible thing on it is a very juvenile edit to the game setup. This thing. Yeah, man, they only let the head honchos actually use it. If you're spotted trying without credentials, you end up headbutted. That's bull, but I believe it. I look back at Olivia, who's having a withered stare down with the squat guy she's challenged. Look, lady, I'm a big deal around here. Busto nuts. Crowd champion all of that era. This particular drastic kick machine got a history. It happens to be the same machine that Dinah Lorexco managed to parry. Quit stalling and find me already. I'm not as strong. Setting the stage is all. Plus, you think you're the only challenger I've got? I look around and notice that there are now groups surrounding us. On my title as champ, I take all comers now. A hush whisper goes to the crowd. Finally, I've won the line now. Okay. Tell us the smallest. What? No cutting. Heck yeah, we're gonna wipe the floor, Buster. Wait, what? I don't even play video games. And I'm not really a gamer either. Too bad, consider it a blood tax. I want to protest further, but Olivia's head turns to me with pleading looks on her face. Besides, you think I want to put my head on that thing? Who knows where? We're in. Yes! Come on, Liz. It won't be that bad. You're still by the front turret booth, right? Hold tight, I'll come and get you. Damien pushes back to the small group around him, following Liz's neck to the rest of her. Her head swivels around and gives chase. Her pleased to not have to play falls on deaf ears. Front turret. The arcade's claustrophobic to Brontosaurus who tend to bump into everyone, including each other. There were some lawsuits, so now there's a few platforms in place where people like her can sit and reach everything. There's even some water fountains attached. That doesn't stop things from getting tangled when there's multiple, but it's something. Or in the end, Liz must have related because she stiffens up with the rest of the group. Fine, let's make this quick. Liz reluctantly steps forward towards the arcade cabinet and corrects the smile forming on the self-proclaimed champion's face. It doesn't take long for Liz to completely lose. The large imbecile's hands move like a blur as they dance across the controls, humbling their digital opponents to the ground. As boastful as he was earlier, he was less proven that he was skilled at Jurassic kick as the screamer played perfect, after only minutes of good plays. Liz crossed her arms and stared back at her OT at the group and towards the toe and pouted. Buster leans his head back against his clasped hand to make a show that it was no big deal. Next victim. Damien struck to the cabinet and jammed his hand in his pocket to manage. Is there a whole piggy bank in there? Haven't seen your group around here before, tourists? Nah, Liv and I used to come here all the time. Life's a bit tough, you know, so we got some friends to come along. Just a little trip down memory lane. Light in the mood a bit. This place hasn't changed much in the years either. He hosted the quarter high and changed it into the slot. Once more, the screen lights up and characters less screen boasts with music. Buster considers his selection, and he ultimately chooses the same character. Damien jammed on the buttons and picks his right after, and with the death glare, Damien just picked the counter to his character. Probably expects all of us to be beginners. Buster does seem a bit more intense now, but a while since then. Her explanation is cut short as her words take on a scratchy quality to them. Are you okay? I'm fine. I can go and refill your canteen pretty quickly. Sure thing. She reaches behind her and unhooks her severely dented water bottle from her chair. I'm pretty sure she's back to the same water bottle. There's something to look into for Christmas. That Buster guy said there was a water by the frontier booth. Though I can't imagine water here is very good. Christmas, what am I even thinking? I haven't gotten anything with gifts like that before. focusing, Co. Just getting some water. I exit the deeply located center, pressing through the aisles lit by the TV screen. You guys done already? Nah, I'm just refilling Libby's bottle. Guess I'm gonna miss David's match. Say Liz. There's stickers here. What is it? Her head comes in close as she eyes a weird brand on the cartoon. Oh, that's from a really old channel. Like back in the 90s. Oh. Why? Just curious as well. Well, I never really asked Libby about it. Maybe I should after all, I think I recall watching the video essay about it once. But I can never really get into older stuff. The animation always looks so choppy. Decapping the bottle, I lead Liz head back to the fighting game section. It's surprising that Damien and Buster are still playing. This time both of their hands slam fiercely on the controls. The crowd has even formed around the duo, exchanging how low whispers as they watch and hold. I pick out Olivia out of the front of the crowd close to the camera and she's able to clearly watch. She's hyper-focused to the point that when I switch the bottle in front of her face, she leans over to keep watching. Evil, is it then? I hold the canteen above her nose and carefully tip it over until a few drops fall on her face. Her tongue laps over her lips and swipes the nursery droplets before when I get them. Hey, here you go, fresh tea from the... He takes the bottle down, most of it right away before clearing the throat. Thanks. How's Damien's match going? Well, he's getting too aggressive. He is. Yeah, Buster picked the Rushdown character, so David picked the Toner character to keep Buster at a distance. Problem is that Toners are notoriously bad when it comes to footsies and are even worse with mix-up, which means that if Buster is able to get into Damien's hurt box, he's gonna get super punished and might even lose the set in a single. Wait a second, I'm beating. So Damien has to keep his distance. It's not looking well. Oh crap. Libby and I watch from the sidelines as over a few seconds, Buster pulls off an impressive series of moves that crushes Damien's character into the ground. Almost like he was waiting for us to get back. Wow, you actually knew how to play. Buster jams an accusing finger my way as though marking me for death. You're next. Damien expresses carries a hint of disappointment as he steps away from the cabinet, but he quickly peps up to restore his usual dribble self. Just me and Olivia left. I nervously step up to the cabinet. The plethora of characters in various fighting clothes stare back at me, each with their own promise of victory. I recall an old saying Soli had said, if we do not know what we're doing, then the opposing team certainly can't anticipate our future actions. I tap my shoe to over a large question mark in the middle of the screen is highlighted, to the astonishment of spectators and my visible nervous of opponent. The game begins and my opponent beside me seems expectantly calm as he manipulates his controls. It occurred to me trying out every button to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Unlike Damien, who at least looked like he was holding his own against the floating Buster, I was getting the digital crap beat out of me. Every attempt I made was met by my character being grabbed, thrown into some ridiculous, elaborate spin. By the time the perfect was announced played out on the screen, I could feel my wrist cramping and a crazy amount of button mashing I've done until the finish. But at least I lasted a little longer than this. Don't feel too bad, I'm the best here after all. He snorts filled with laughter grits as my ears as I walk back to my friends, all of them staring daggers at the pastels inside his work. Actually, the crowds are in an uproar along with me, and I can feel my ears heat up at the attention. Olivia's eyes are narrowed as she wheels herself into position, her tail lashes roughly against the ground as she's waiting for the laughter to die down. And her turn is finally begin. Buster chuckles to himself while cracking his knuckles. I just finished wiping the floor with friends while hardly breaking a sweat. Just so you know who you're really dealing with, I'm Buster O'Lee's nuts achiever of no one gives. You won't look bad for ducking out. Or are you just ready to get busted? You're fat. You know, you can still back out of this. Olivia's response is to insert her coin slowly without breaking eye contact with Buster, with what I can only describe as a predatory lure. Then she slams her fist on the start button. Buster instantly moves his cursor towards a different character. Damien next to me lets out a soft gasp. What? What's wrong? Damien's character is like 3 kinds of bullshit. This is what's wrong. What? Well, first thing, he's usually gentlemanly, fanned in tournaments, and his mouth is moving, but all that comes out is alien words. Buster lets out a chuckle and turns to look up Olivia with a smug grin. Olivia doesn't seem all fazed about Buster's character choice, clicking her joystick lazily. Soon as Olivia fits her character, the game announcer blares the name aloud. One wrong! Damien turns and looks at me with an excited face of his overbearing. Olivia's main, oh man, this is one hell of a fight if Olivia breaks her out. Yeah, it sounds like he's cheating and she agrees to play her best character. So this is way long as your character. Short explanation, you'll understand it, yo. But the long one, if you don't know what a shono is, it'll take too long to explain it. Uncultured. While David rambles on, I recall Olivia's movements just to get her. It looks she has that more than piques my curiosity. So how good is Olivia with her? Damien replies, only giving me a wide cigarette. Oh, you'll see it. A loud sound bite from the cabin speaker signals the start of Olivia's match. Given the way Damien spoke of Olivia's skills like this was derived from an accident, a trend scroll. I expected it to be a flurry of pixelated beatdowns and absolute killer play, but instead, it looked like nothing at all. On the large play, both characters are just shifting back and forth from the joystick and Olivia plus hands are cracking about verses. Honestly, it looks more like they're attempting to make their digital avatar fat hands. What, did I miss something? I don't want to turn my eyes away in case anything happens. Not like they're trying to get a read on each other. It's like they're trying to anticipate what the other will do so they can counter and steal revenge. So like they're sizing. There's a heavy cracking thump on the floor in front of me. Olivia's tail latches at the base of the cabinet while Buster Tamwami has managed to crack into a contrary floor behind me. On the screen, the characters finally make contact and send each other flying in the opposite direction. Behind me, the crowd starts cheering, finally excitement, as there was actually action happening. Damien is hollering next to me, cheering on Olivia with all his might. So the excitement dies down again as the duo resume their cyber prosperity. My eyes darted between Olivia and Buster. Olivia completely ignoring the match, her eyes are wide and full of killer instinct. Buster on the other hand seems like he can barely contain his fury. 10 seconds on the clock, Olivia comes in clutch, punishing Buster's character with an impressive string of attacks. He managed to get away with a single quick hug just as time limit ran out. Winner, way low! The crowd goes nuts as Olivia's victory is announced. And you know what? I can't help but cheer along with them. Olivia slumps back with her mobile seat and lets out a sigh before returning to her original position. Buster lets out a snort, twisting and stretching his back and cracking up before once again gripping the control tight. Round 2. Clash and trash. The crowd returns to more silent state of surveying the match closely, only low mutters as they gawk at the two highly skilled players. The words passed around reaches me in attempting to draw my eyes away. Weird for him. Surprised he's not doing enough. Is he playing with her? Come on, Olivia. Damien's shouts above the rest of them nearly blew my eardrums, but I shared his sentiment as a stylized character pushing the sense low. Time periods are ticked out, Buster once again being put on the defensive. With how all the previous bouts went, Buster always has control of the cutthroat level of offense, but I don't think of him as being passive. The countdown once again hits 0. This time Olivia's character is slouching in defeat and the crowd cheers again. There's less emphasis than before. You've got to play there just one more win and you're a champion. Olivia shoulder tested up at what he said, and all the eyes stared directly at her. Damien? Come on, Hot Wheels, show them if you're the best. She growls a bit and he focuses on the screen and he does it. The group hammers down and finds two chasing the tunnel match, and sometimes actually catches me off guard with again. I'll get up for my own down to catch up. Buster's playing foul. It's like he's not really trying. The match starts and the hype flares right back up. That's stupid of me to even think. He's a gamer bro champion type. He just got way too much to lose. And yeah. And Damien. Yeah. Do you notice something off about how Buster's playing? You notice it too. That I'm not just paranoid then. Like I don't really like I didn't really watch your match, but he was always so passive, you know. But like these two are crazy good, so maybe it's all minding. As if he's going to build the game a better way. We glance back on the ongoing battle happening on the screen. After he noticed a Buster's hand. Olivia launches her character into a Fury combo. Throwing up, Buster hesitates just enough to let his fingers give a hit of the first blow. That's brilliant timing. This is crazy. Then it hits me all at once, like a frightened train. The way Buster was looking down at Olivia, how he didn't want to take her challenge. All the excuses he was giving. He's a virgin, but also, he's throwing the whole match, isn't he? Dan, even here Olivia was right. Damon, I think he's taking it easy on her. You think so? Damon takes a moment to ponder what I said. Dan, even here? That's what I was thinking. Should we do something? What, interrupt the match? Everyone else has a phone. The crowd whoops again. Only now, it sounds a bit different following the morning. Damien felt stagnant as he turned to me. Well, we came here for a good time. If she can't tell, what's the harm? Dude, you know what I mean. Yeah, I do. I hate that she's right. I could stand up for her actually. It's just being there for Olivia when Dia was getting on her pretty alright. Well, that was a while ago, I don't know. I look over the crowd again, the match is about halfway done, judging by the remaining health points. These are like the famous. So far, both of you kicking laugh. Let's just. What is this even anything different? Realistically. I feel like that's the same thing. That's no different whatsoever. If you don't call the fuss for Olivia, we're basically cheering on. Let's just cheer Olivia on. I know Olivia normally doesn't like this form from fingers, but I'm not a stranger to Olivia. She knows my intent. We're friends. On screen, it looks like the characters about to strike one another with their feet. I felt my hands around my mouth. Go, Olivia! You got this! Damon recoils from my turn. Or maybe I possibly they were offended by the glare he leveled at me. Then he raised his two fingers to his mouth. Whistle. Heck yeah, you got this! Even Liz tries to join in, shouting down the crowd with her own cheers. Hey, you know what would be cool? You can do it, I will! Yeah, you got this, I will! Olivia flinches and turns her head looking backward a bit. Seriously, so does her opponent. She sees us staring and she gets her usual disflavored brow. No way I'm sticking to like us. Eye on the screen, I was gonna get you. Beat it without even looking. She stares right through the crowd at me. Only an instant, but I feel it longer. For her, she subdues scout crackers and completely folds and looks right back at us. He faces back on the screen with a new vigor. Buster shakes his head and snaps himself out of his slug. Looks like he was only intending to lose by a bit. He's picking up the pace now. Only time. The match time's out. Blah. Dang. Want to go another round? People need a winner. Actually, mind if I run to the restroom fast? It's down that way. He returns and smiles at me again. It's warm. And she goes off to the restroom. Rest of the race for her to be out of earshot is over Damon and I. Hey, you too. You guys weren't serious, right? Huh? You were saying Hot Wheels. That's not really her, right? Hot Wheels a decade ago? Yeah, it sure was. Damn, I feel like a jackass now. You were going for her, weren't you? A little. Your buddy Finhead gave me some story about her during our match, and I felt bad, okay? Who wants to be known as the asshole that picks up dribbles? Oh, Buster was being hospitable to the young lady. Who look? Shut up. Yo, Buster, you stupid. Piss off. But yeah, I didn't mean any disrespect or anything. Crap, I didn't know she had history here. I should have more respect than that. Besides, well, you do know now. I'll play for real. That's what she deserves. That's all we ask. Buster nods and turns to snuff up. He cranks his knuckles and neck in preparation for his first legitimate match in 3 decades. You're still kind of symptom though. What the hell up, dude? Saber turns, sliding up the machine once more. Thanks for the waiting. No problem. Ready? You know it. Good, cause you're going down this time. They give each other one last competitive glare before putting all their focus on the screen. Just as before, Buster chooses the OP character here. Olivia picks Wei Long. As soon as the in-game answer yells fight, Buster really goes in for the kill, the total opposite of how he was playing last match. It catches Olivia off guard movement, leading her character to eat a massive combo that takes away a good chunk of her HP. True to his word, he isn't holding back this time for Olivia's sake, dealing her the same level of beatdown and brutality he gave his opponents before her. This seems to only invigorate her, putting her skills and hands into overdrive. Even though Buster is going full force, Olivia still managed to get Wei Long to land a few punches and kicks along with evading some attacks. The crowd seems to notice the reappearance of Buster's lethality, causing an uproar and cheering. Damien, of course, follows suit. You got this, Hollow, kick his ass! Can't let him be the only one, right? Show him why you're the champ! Unfortunately, not even Olivia could beat Buster's true fighting skills, and like his previous opponents, KO. Bold wins. Cabal. The crowd is a mix of groans and cheer and excitement at the ill-fated defeat of Olivia. Buster crosses his arm, basking in his self-pride at beating the legendary Hot Wheels. Damn, you really handed my ass to me. Didn't I say I was kind of a big deal around here? Yeah, cheap ass character. Though I gotta admit, you gave me a real challenge. I see why you were known as a champ. Thanks. If you're ever up for a rematch, you know where to find me. With that, Olivia makes her way over to us, smiling, beaming across her face. Alright, who's next? We exit the crowd in the more spacious part of the arcade. That was awesome, Liv. You really gave him a run for his money. I know, right? I mean, I know I'm a bit rusty, but the moment I got my hands on the controller and he gave me a real fight, I was so close to beating him. Despite having been outmatched and losing to Buster, she seems to be having an even more fun time than ever. I feel a little jittery after all the fighting. That's the Gamer Rush selling. Hey, you know, they sell food here, right? We should get some snacks to celebrate. Well, I'm smelling grease. I was just assuming it was. He takes his own order and starts marching off in another direction. Damien, wait for the rest of us. Food, huh? You know what? I can go for a little something. Yeah? It is getting pretty late. Come on. They went this way. Labor starts climbing through the crowd once more. Oh boy, this again. I'll call it exercise. That's what it is. Yeah, I was right not to continue this and stop it. We're in the arcade for like an hour. The snack bar is small, cut away from the rest of the building, segregated by different style tiltings and brighter fluorescent lights. There's not a lot of options aside from what to expect. Pizza, ice cream, chicken strip, pickles, and the likes. When Damien asks for 2 slices of pizza, Liz gets excited. The moment he got the food, however, he was already eating one while holding the other one. He seemed really annoyed, but took his offer and let him pay for it. He offered to pay for Olivia and myself, but the last thing I want for him to do is drain his wallet any further, knowing their living situation. It's barely over $10, so it's not like it's bothering me. Olivia has gotten an order of chicken wings, butter, and hot sauce. I just went with the classic chicken strips and one soda I recognized from the scoop vending machine. We take a seat at one of the few open tables, and I struggle not to think about how often they cleaned. Damien doesn't bother sitting with us, he just heads right back into the sleigh with both of his arms occupied by his dinner. Liz follows after Damien to keep track of him, at least her head does. Olivia barely even sets her tray down before. Crackle crunch. I suddenly shift myself away from the mindstorm of mortars and claws. Damien probably said he'd cover the meal because he knew Olivia would be like this. Jeez, how well would you at least some actual meat on that? Would you like some actual meat on that? I don't even know hot wing bones could be that big. Olivia responds by snapping the bone in between her teeth. The murals went out a little, and she has to get a napkin to wipe her cheeks. Suddenly my own chicken tender meal looks more unsavory, so I pushed it aside and closer to the soup tornado. It only took moments for her to accept my offering with no manners whatsoever. Blanked. Don't mention it. So, how do you finish? Any other plans? Olivia ponders my roll by rolling the bone around her mouth like it's a toothpick stick. It's just a chicken bone in cup. An oddly large chicken bone. I doubt I've basically done all I want to do by now. Damien's probably got 20 minutes before he's burnt out. And I'm cool to hang out, unless you want to do something. No, I actually don't play games much. I had fun playing with you though. Olivia looks away for some reason. We should do this sort of thing more often. Yeah. Of course, I'd never had this much fun outside of my previous school. Mainly because I never had many friends to hang out with. That's kinda sad, bruh. Is it? But it looks like moving here was a change for the better. Plus, it's just fun hanging out with you. Though stained with sauce, Olivia's lips curls for a smile. Liz Damien too, of course. Though I have to admit, the way Liz gravitates towards Damien is almost like she has this all set up. What do you mean? Well, Damien and Liz are pretty close, so maybe she's using this as an opportunity for them to get closer. It's almost like run a double date or something. She jerks back to be completely attentive. Did I say something? Really? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Since we're hanging out together pretty often, people might start to think we're together. Something whips at my back. Olivia grabs hold of her tail. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. I had fun today. Going out like this in the first time in ages seems like seeing this place again. It's nice. That Bristol guy said they renovated it a bit in the last few years. Has anything else changed? Olivia looks into the depths of the arcade looking for anything different. You know what? I think the wallpaper changed, but other than that, she turns back to me with a nostalgic grin. No, it stays the same. You know what has changed though? What? The people here. Well, like employees. Them too, but I meant the regulars. When we came here, this place was always more... Her tongue probe her cheek as she considers a different word. More hectic. No, more packed. It was so easy getting through here today. I recall her almost running some people over to get across the building. And with the look she had back then, I didn't think she'd have noticed if she had. Olivia gazes lingers towards the back of the arcade machine. Back then every machine was crowded. It was a lot louder and there was always something. This something in the air that has everyone excited. What about when you and that guy were playing Jurassic King? Oh yeah, it was like that, but way more. Like, it felt like every machine had a crowd around it. Everyone is just getting crazy and was always in pain to wait their turn. With the heaviest aside, Olivia turns back towards me. It just feels empty like everything else nowadays. I mean, empty is good when you're able to get around easy. Near hit and runs, notwithstand. And personally, this place feels crazy to me. Even here in the tiny food court, I can feel the rumbling loudness of all the other people here resonating through my body. Her only response was a nonchalant hum. Olivia handles her glass carefully, staring down at the sticker I noticed earlier with a wistful look. I remember that Liz mentioned it being from an old show she watched. Say, I noticed that sticker when I went to refill it. What's it from? Oh, that is from some old anime that I remember watching growing up. It's nothing really special. From some anime, huh? What is it about? Oh, nah, she's looking at me with that I want to tell you everything. You want to know? Sure, I never really caught on the whole anime stuff, but I'd like to know what it is about. Well, if you really want to know, it's not like any other anime. It's called Gundam, and the next 5 minutes, Olivia summarizes the presence of Gundam in details. Yeah. I can see it now, bruh. She's going through all her animations right now. Given that I'm clueless to it as I was with the fighting terminology, the plot sounds completely asteristic. The sticker is only a symbol worn by the faction of space noids fighting for their independence. Sounds like it's just a noble group with the goal of that. Watching her talk so passionately about the series franchise, oh, and that's a lot. How long? But that alternative universe stuff, and then there's this martial arts one, and she continues her description of the franchise. I start to realize how enormous I've become. Not just about hearing the show, but from seeing Olivia talking about her favorite show with such passionate energy. I find myself engrossed in her voice as she recounts particular versions of the anime, as she even taking to emulating segments from the show. And in the end, he finally admits it, and one of the best romance Gundams done in there. Her sudden pause worries me. What's wrong? Nothing. Doesn't sound like nothing, rather given the roughness in her tone again. Her throat finally ran dry. Do you need another refill? I'm good. Here's deeply from her canister that had started this all off. It's been a while since she talked herself dry like this. In fact, I can't recall the last time she desperately needed to hydrate like this. I think maybe around the start of the school year. She releases the can of tea and lets her breath out her relief. Better? Olivia nods. Yeah, anyways, where did I left off? Actually, I've probably been babbling too long about it. Oh no, I don't mind at all. Nah, it's fine. Besides, you let me talk about my favorite TV show, so tell me about yours. Mine? Dang, you've been getting away of just making her do all the talking. Well, I haven't finished anything, just mostly video essays about old shows. I'm told I can call myself a fan of video games without having played them, but does that apply to TV shows? Olivia sure has taste. She can tell me exactly what kind of show she likes and why she likes it. I just know a bit of trivia. No, that can't be right. I've seen a lot of things in passing. Well, shoot. I have to swag. I guess I spend more time watching in-depth video essays about shows than actually watching. Man, that's embarrassing. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, maybe a little. But it's never too late to get into it. See what you like and don't like. Next time you're over at my place, we can binge watch a whole anime series. Oh, we got an official invite. We're going places. I like the sound of that. But if I ever get too intense, you can always watch Power Raptors with Vinian. Oh, relax. Token shows like that aren't just for kids to like. It's funny though, I remember my dad letting me watch it as a kid and he got into it because I showed him. If you don't mind me asking, you mentioned that your dad in and out of town because of his job. What is it exactly? He's a contract with the DoD. Wow. Really? I don't know what the DoD is. Yeah, I've been working with the Air Force since I was a baby. Normally, he isn't called that often, but when he does, it's pretty lengthy, weeks, even months. And that must suck. It isn't all too bad. We still call each other and send messages. The work just keeps him busy. Well, that's good. Keeping in touch with your folks are important, he says. Why does I feel sad now? What about your parents? What's their jobs? Mine are joint parent and architect. Your partner's an architect. That's why we move around a lot. The main reason why we're here in Velicadora to begin with. Now it makes sense. What does? You know, she points at my shade and jackets. Having a jacket and shade doesn't automatically makes me rich, Olivia. Dude, who else wears clothes that ember crappies, Flint, and an extra pair of Ray A band sunglasses on? People in mansions, that too. I don't live in a mansion. For your information, it's a 2-story complex with an automatic gate. Oh, I see what you mean. Now you get it, money bags. Suddenly Liz started waving her hands around excitedly. What the? Inko, Olivia. Damien comes rushing in, both arms filled with piles of tickets. Whoa, mama, that's a lot of tickets. On the other end is still trailing behind him. Damien got the Jap pocket, regular millionaire. This is probably like 1,000 tickets. I'm gonna see what it gets at the prize corner. Come on. Holy crap. Alright, yeah. You're done eating, Olivia, right? She takes the basket of chicken strips and pushes it back from the table. Yeah. I roll my eyes and follow behind Damien to the prize counter. He plops his winning stash on the counter in front of the unamused clerk. So, what does this get me? Nothing. You need to drop these in the ticket counter first. Ah, dang. Nearly forgot. He rushes off to them to get them counted and looks over the options. There's a few old games up on the top shelf for several thousand. What's the exchange rate supposed to be? Below me in the glass counter is a bunch of candy and small plastic novelties. There's a lot of joke items, whoopee cushion, air horns, things like that. In one corner is a series of licensed and generic puppy toys hanging out. What do you think he'll get? Probably a mini RC car. Or no, maybe the plasma globe. He's going to get a handful of candy and let us have the rest. Think so? Alright, I'm back. He hands the tickets over and spots the number 1247 printed on the ticket. Dang, that's enough for one of the plushies on the wall. Let's see, I want... Hey, how about this? He points to a small football table on the top shelf. The clerk glance up at it in the back. That's gonna be like another few thousand. Ah, dang it. Well, I'm out of ideas. I guess I'll have some of those then. Alright, there's a small bag of chocolate from the display. You guys can have the rest. I don't really need anything here. Nothing really speaks to me either. I might want something. Olivia scans the corner. There's still enough tickets for a medium prize. She might be going for the paddle ball or something. Oh, she's in love. Well, look at that. She points to the plushie in the corner. A blue slug thing. No, next to it. There is a weird dark green thing hanging in the corners. Only one of its kind. I kind of want to drop kick it. That one. I doubt something like that really makes me wanna, I don't know, tie it to a firework and set it into a deep fryer. Alright, so they're not really liking it. I was just thinking the same thing. You guys are rude. Liz, I'm not saying you're wrong though. He looks like She's the reason we have sex. I hate his face. He thinks he's better than all of us. I've gotten used to it. It's been around 3 years. Tell it. I hate it. You don't really want it, right, Olivia? Wow, it's just like me. Her eyes are bright wide. She's in love. The clerk hands her the stuffed toy and she looks deeply into his beaded eyes. Yep, just like me. I'm going to set it on fire sometime. You know, if you not if you like having both arms. You have two for a reason. The argument continues for several minutes. Guys, it's getting late. I think it's time for us to head out. Oh shoot, she's right. Even though the weekend starts tomorrow, I still have a curfew that my folks are strict about. Agreed. I guess you're right. On the way out, Damien stops and breathes in deeply. You know, this was a lot of fun. This was an hour plus long. Coming all together for the first time in a while. Thanks for taking us, Liz. Oh, it's no problem. Thanks you guys too. Yeah man, it was fun. We should do this again sometimes. It's just like you remember it? Even better. You know, it was a bit meh about the idea at first, but I'll admit, it was worth it. Back in the car, the argument picks up again. I'm just saying, you should try hiding Kuntu in its ear until they come out of the other side of its head. If anyone hurts him, I'll kill you. She stares with razor intent back at Damien. Okay, let's not get into fabrication over a flushed animal. Olivia hugs the wretched thing tighter. So Inca, you want me to drop you off at your place? Ah, dang, yes please. I haven't thought about that. I quietly send Liz the address to my house, which she puts into Google Maps. Buckle in, we're headed out the parking lot onto the main road. Entering the freeway, we pass the city, now illuminated. The early fall sunshine bathed the car's interior warm orange. As we make our way home, finding myself recalling all the spots Olivia had highlighted. I wanted to ask her again just so I knew for sure, but seeing her rest peacefully gave me pause. Well, I suppose I can ask her another time. Better to let sleepy gators lie. Wait, let her rest? She had fun, now she's tired, and that's all that matters. I know Olivia mentioned that the place was updated, but I'll be lying to myself if I didn't say that it looked a bit too primitive. Just hope I don't get sick. Yeah, I got sick. I've been completely out the whole weekend like a sick dog. What's the card at the arcade? At first it was just a slight headache and stuffy nose, but by Sunday it felt like my bones were made out of paper machete. Couldn't even go to school the next day. Man, this sucks. Shouldn't have ignored the signs. The rapid weather changing isn't helping at all either, between the pollen and the chills. Worst part is, I'm falling out of practice. I've tried on and off every hour to watch drawing tutorials, but within minutes my consciousness is overtaken by fog and I retreat back to bed. At this rate, I'll never actually have skilled people thoughts. I'll never actually have the skill people thought I had at the beginning of the contest. Between the sunlight obscuring cloud of my own bouts of unconsciousness, it feels like I've been sick for weeks instead of just days. I would have asked my parents for help, but they still had work, and most help they could be was simply calling in the school to let them know I was sick. I finished up the cup of medicine I made and got back to my noodles. The only reason I'm even conscious right now is because I figured some soup would help with the splitting headache, and I made sure the pantry is stocked full of cup ramen. I shove even more instant ramen noodles into my mouth as I lie swaying on the couch trying to watch whatever's on TV. Eventually, I decided to set salty goodness aside in favor of scrolling through the notifications on my cell phone. Of course, I got a few dozen from Damien. Bless his heart, he's been giving me the hourly play-by-play at school day. Got a message from Liz too, she's also filling me in on the school day. I'll bet not nearly enough as Damien. Even Olivia messaged me, and I feel oddly soothing as I read her well wishes. I suddenly get another application, this time it's from Ben. It's a PDF of my homework. Followed soon after by simply get well soon and admitted info. Aren't I probably? I'll be sure to thank them in person when I'm better. Another wave of fudginess watching over me, so I pop a few Blumels and chase it down with another gulp of lukewarm chicken broth. 3 days of being sick as a dog, and it only occurs to me that I haven't seen any sign of. Huh? I thought I already got my groceries over today, or was that yesterday? Whatever. I pushed myself upright on the couch, turning sickbed uncaring for all the styrofoam noodle cups and plastic wraps falling onto my carpet. And we're gonna just end it here. Yes, we're just gonna end it here. It's way past an hour, and this is definitely a new day, so... I'll see you guys another time.